Hi guys, today we are going to be doing another palette bingo. I know I just did one, but I'm so excited, and when I sat down to film today, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to film, and I was like, you know what? I just want to play with these palettes from DD Signature again because they are so cute. If you haven't seen these already, go watch my reviewing everything I tried in February video. I will leave that up in the corner. But I was sent a beautiful package from DD Signature with all of these beautiful quads, and I used them once, and I used like 2 shades from each palette in a look, and then I did film it, but then my microphone wasn't working, so that video didn't happen. So today I want to do a palette bingo. I want to do basically 1 shade from each palette and just create a look with it and have some fun with it. And I think that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. So I'm gonna find my phone, which I apparently have lost. I found it. It's always hiding somewhere. So I'm going to pull up my random.org. I don't know, this is just the random generator that I've always used. So just gonna kind of take it in order of the palettes that I have here. Gonna start on top. They all have 4 shades. So we're gonna put in 1 through 4. So let's go ahead and start with the avocado palette, I guess. So the first shade that we're going to be using is going to be shade number 2 in this palette, which is going to be the beautiful shimmer, which is very exciting, but I'm always worried when I get a shimmer to start off. I'm like, what if I don't get any mattes? So oh, look at that. That is so pretty. Let's move into the peach palette here. We're going to see what we're going to get in this one. So shade number 1, is that going to be a matte? It is a matte, and it's not going to go with the green at all, that's great. We'll see. When I did my palette bingo with the Kaleidos palette, it turned out pretty good, even though the color story was kind of weird at first. Next up we have the coconut palette, which we're gonna get shade number 3, which is going to be 1, 2, 3. That's a white matte. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with a white matte. That's such a weird color for me. It's just one of those things that I never use white. I never use it. I don't know what to do with it, but hey, we're gonna try to figure out something fun. Let's move into the blueberry palette, which is one of my favorites. We're gonna get shade number 1. Is that gonna be a matte? Okay, it is a matte. So it's a matte with glitter in it, but I'm definitely gonna be able to use this as a matte, I'm pretty sure. So that's nice because this actually goes quite nicely with that kind of orangey peachy shade too. So I have hopes now that this is going to somewhat come together. Let's move into the last one, which is going to be the passion fruit palette. We're going to be using shade number 1. Shade number 1 is another matte, which is always nice. Can never have too many mattes. I would rather have too many mattes than too many shimmers. So this is going to be, let me take this, sorry about the dog. I'm making a mess here. But yeah, wow, look at this. Look at these horrible swatches. Anyway, that's gonna be the color story. That's what we have to work with today. So I'm going to prime with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base and try to figure out something to do. I think I'll be able to come up with something. Maybe I'll re-swatch these because these look awful. So I keep looking at this and I don't know what to do with that white matte. So maybe I'll just put it in my inner corner because I don't know what else to do with it. I really don't like having white like under my brow bone. That is just not really my thing. So I'm gonna just start with that, put it in my inner corner, see what happens. Maybe it'll stay there, maybe I'll cover it up with something else, but that's just kind of what we're doing right now because like I said, I don't know what else to do with this. I don't know if this is cheating, but hey, at least I'm putting it on my eyes, right? That's all that really matters. I thought about like mixing it with one of the other shades as well, but I couldn't really think of any way to do that while still incorporating like all of the other mattes because I do have 4 mattes and only 1 shimmer, and I do want to make sure that I use all of the mattes in a way that you can actually see them on my eyes. So not the most pigmented matte white that I've ever tried, but I'm just gonna kind of pack this on here, and then maybe in the end I will layer some kind of a highlighter over it because I don't really like having a matte in my inner corner. It's not my absolute favorite. I definitely prefer shimmer, but we're just gonna put this here for now, and I'll see what happens later. All right, so let's go into the mattes. I feel like I sort of have a bit of a plan, and I think I want to do the purple in my crease, this one underneath my eye, and then use the dark blue to kind of deepen it up with. But I want to do the blue in a bit of like a winged out shape. Not sure how that's going to work out, but I think we're going to let's start with the purple. So the purple is going to be from the passion fruit palette. Just going to take that on my Rephr number 13. And I'm just gonna basically pack this in my crease. I do want this shape to be quite round, so I'm gonna start kind of low down, and then I will make sure, like I said, to not blow it out too far in the outer corner here and just kind of keep it quite round. But you'll see just how beautiful these matte shades are because they are super nice and pigmented and very, very easy to work with, and I really, really, really like these quads so far. quads just inspire me. Like, I never really buy quads, and I don't know why, because I should, because they just make me really excited. But I also think that it's just because there hasn't really been like any very fun quads that's been released, so I don't have a lot of quads in my collection. I feel like most brands who make quads are like, you know, the high-end brands like Dior and Tom Ford and like all those brands, but those are just so boring that I just have no interest in them whatsoever. And I wanted to do the purple on my top lid and then the peach one kind of underneath my eye, because I love how purple and green look together, and since the only shimmer that I have is green, I don't know, I just really like that combo. So I think this is going to turn out to be kind of a cool look, at least I hope so. It just depends on how I'm able to work with that blue and if I'm able to do what it is that I wanted to do. So that looks really nice. I'm gonna go into the, what is this one called again? The peach palette, and I'm gonna grab the peach shade right here. And I'm just gonna run it underneath my eye, nothing fancy here. I just wanna kind of put this color down and have it be, wow, I just got something in my eye, and have it be the only shade under my eye. So I think that looks quite cute. It's looking a little bit messy just like on the outer portions of my eye, but that is because next I'm gonna go in and make a wing. I'm just gonna find the right brush for that. Let me, I guess, use this one for now. This is like an angle brush, and I'm gonna go into the blue shade that kind of has like micro glitters in them. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Normally I don't really like mattes with glitters, but we're gonna see. So I'm gonna basically start like underneath my eye and use that as a guide for where to draw my wing. That is very, very pigmented. And I'm gonna kind of flick this outwards a bit like this, and then kind of connect it to the hood of my eye. So it's going to be sort of one of my big wings for hooded eyes techniques, but just using eyeshadow. And I am going to sort of blend this into my crease as well, but I do want like the outer portion of my wing to be quite sharp here. And obviously the trick is going to be to get them to be even on both sides, because that is always a struggle. So let me go ahead and see if I'm able to replicate that on the other eye here. All right, not the sharpest wing I've ever done on this side. I might have to go back in and just clean it up a little bit with some concealer, but that is totally fine. Going back to my blending brush, and I'm taking some more of that on the same brush. I'm gonna tap it off a little bit, and I'm gonna put this in the outer corner of my eye. I just wanted to get the shape down with the other brush first. Curious to see if I'm going to see like the glitter particles in this on my eye. Not really seeing too much of anything. I'm seeing a little bit of fallout here, so that is one of the reasons I don't really like these sort of sequin shades, because I feel like they're a little bit pointless, because on the eye you really don't see the glitters unless you use them with some kind of a glitter glue or something. But then again, it's a matte, so like, why would you do that, you know? Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. So I'm gonna blend this into my crease here ever so slightly, mostly in the outer portion. I do want most of the front portion to just be purple, and I'm also gonna do the same like right underneath my eye, just where that wing kind of begins. I guess maybe like the glitters is to help it blend better, because it is a very, very nice blue, and sometimes with dark blues like this, they seem to be very tricky to make and can tend to be a little bit patchy, but this one isn't patchy in the slightest, and it's super pigmented. So maybe it's like a formula thing that is just easier to work with them when they do this. I'm not really sure. So just before I go in with the shimmer, I'm going to take a little bit more of that peach shade and just make sure that the peach and the blue is looking nice and blended together underneath my eye. So I think a little bit like this. I kind of like this. I think it looks kind of fun. Let's see, do I need to clean up this wing? It's not looking too bad, so maybe I'll just leave it the way it is for now. Let's go in with that beautiful shimmer. I'm going to, of course, use some of my NYX glitter primer. Just gonna plop that all over my lid here. And then with the same brush, with the sticky side, I'm gonna go into the green shimmer. I almost said blue. This one right here, and I'm so excited. This looks so freaking beautiful. And I'm just going to put that all over. That is beautiful. How many times can I say beautiful? I think in my latest video I said beautiful 3 times in the same sentence, which sometimes I do that because apparently my vocabulary is shit and I don't know how to describe things, but it really is a beautiful shade. Look at how metallic and pretty that is. Just taking this all over and sort of blending it into the outer corner where the blue is. And I think this is going to be it for the shadows. I might have to layer something just in my inner corner because I don't really like how that white matte looks on its own. Just gonna wipe off my swatches here. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off with my eyes. I'm not really sure what I want to do in my waterline and stuff, but I'll finish off and I'll come back and I will show you the look. Alright, so this is the look all done, and to finish off, let me quickly fill you in. I'm using one of my favorite lipsticks from Menagerie. This is in the shade Starfish. Oh, the shade of purple just makes me so happy. In my waterline, I did a little bit of, can I find that somewhere? I think it was this one from ColourPop. This is Crybaby. It's a lavender. I don't know. I just thought it would kind of go nicely with this look, and I think it does. For my inner corner, as you can see, I did use a little bit of sparkle because I couldn't help myself, and I'm using the Dragon Prism 2 palette from Enchanted Luster, and I'm using this shade right here, which is nameless, but it's beautiful. And then for my highlighter today, I'm using one of the Iridescent Chameleons from Terra Moon. This is in the shade Eon, and that's basically what is on my face. I also did some blush, and this is Apricot Girl from Woodenside. So that's how I decided to finish off, and I think this turned out really fun. Like, this was fun. I love doing palette bingos. I love putting shades together that I normally wouldn't have myself, and especially with this look, like the white matte, I wouldn't have put that in my inner corner, but I also think that if I hadn't put that in my inner corner, like this inner corner highlight would have looked different because it didn't have a white base underneath. So I don't know. I really like this look. I think it turned out very fun, and I love that green shimmer. That is so beautiful. Like, I cannot stop looking at it because it's so metallic and so reflective. And this is like my favorite kind of shimmer formula. Like, I love something that's super foiled. Oh, it looks so good. So that's basically, I think, gonna be it for today. If you want to see some other palette bingos that I have on my channel, here is my playlist. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.